Hi Cancer, this is August 2016 horoscope with me Lada from Astrolada.com for anyone who has their ascendant sun or moon in Cancer. Yes, you have to check, especially Cancers. Check if you happen to have your moon in Cancer, check it as well, because the moon in Cancer is extremely sensitive and you're gonna feel the prognosis for it as well. So what is happening in August? Well, first of all, let me tell you that we're shooting from Deception Pass, and I think you as Cancers who love water, your water sign, will appreciate the soothing influence of the ocean behind me. It's actually is it a river that goes into the ocean, something like that. But yeah, we're shooting from Deception Pass in Washington State, and it's absolutely stunning day, and I hope you enjoyed this prediction. It's oops. So what is happening in August? Well, let's start with the more difficult configurations in the sky. Saturn and Mars are joining together for almost the whole of the month. You'll be able to see them very close in the sky together, approximately such distance, and it means they're in conjunction. And when this happens, there is a bit more stress on that area of your life that Saturn and Mars are joining together in. And for you Cancers, it's happening in your 6th house. And what is the 6th house? The 6th house, first of all, is our health. And if you've not been taking good care of your health, if you've been overworking, overstressing, overeating, undersleeping, or not having a right posture, or not eating and drinking the right things, now they can be certain inflammatory or states of health that start sending you signals in August. There might be some pains here and there, some organs playing up, some conditions playing up. But Saturn and Mars, they are the bad planets in astrology, but their influence shouldn't be negative. They just want to alarm us when something is coming out of balance when they're in the 6th house, especially in regards to our health or in regards to our mental health or physical health, that we need to take more care of it. Because 6th house, any health problems or mental conditions that come up, they can be corrected through our personal efforts and our personal willpower by changing and tweaking something in our diet, by changing and tweaking something in our daily routines, in our posture, in the foods we eat, And there'll be like a sign. If you're having some conditions, remember that it's just the universe telling you, take better care of your physical health, do some routine. But actually, it's noticed that when difficult planets are in a difficult house, like the 6th house, which rules such problematic areas like health problems, then a person has more willpower and more drive to go and get rid of the negative things that are causing those problems. Because Mars and Saturn, I keep repeating in every video, but they're planets that want to get rid of negative things. And how do they do that? By inflaming first those negative things, by bringing them to your consciousness. Mars is like a surgical knife and Saturn is like a scythe that cuts off, unnecessary dead grass, basically, say metaphorically speaking. So by the end of this transit, maybe by September, some of you might have been able to eliminate certain unhealthy habits, certain unhealthy or addictive habits, or certain unhealthy daily routines that have been undermining your health, mental or physical. And also the 6th house rules enemies and competition. So this can kind of increase as well during August, but only so they can, only so maybe you can remove such people that are overly competitive or that are inimical towards you. And if certain people fall off from your life, these people are probably out of balance, because 6th house rules factors and agents and people that are out of balance in some way. Whether it's in health ways or health, or whether it's through emotionally in some way, that have been pressing your buttons as well. So the Saturn Mars can cut out such people from your life. So or such situations, such complicated situations that have been stressing you physically, that have been stressing you emotionally in some way. Because this is the house of, the 6th house is enemies, it's dealing with and fixing things. So that can be a good period in August to fix certain things that have not been working so well. Because the 6th house has the energy of Virgo, of perfecting, and there might be more critical people around you as well, because this creates criticism a bit more. But again, it's spurring you in some direction to fix something, to improve something. And the sixth house is doing your duties, your daily routines and responsibilities. So maybe your tap has been broken for a while, and now it gets to a frustrating point that Saturn and Mars, you kind of react and go and do something about it, because Mars is the planet of action, Saturn is the planet of efforts and hard work. So you might have to be, doing some structural changes, fixing certain things that are not working or have not been working very efficiently. And it's also your work. Whatever daily work you have, whether you're a housewife or whether you're a stay-at-home mom or whether you're a big CEO, these are the daily routines you do all the time at your work. And also your employees, if you have any employees, so people that work below you, or your responsibilities at your work. So this can intensify. This can create a bit more stress, a demand for more work. But that's exactly what the sixth house needs. That's exactly what such areas of our life need. The planet Saturn and Mars, they need. Because Mars is, you go and solve problems without fear, you confront those problems, and Saturn is you work very hard. So ideally, many of you now Cancers would be able to complete some difficult tasks and duties and responsibilities which you have been putting off, which have been nagging you at the back of your head, but now you finally have to keep them, complete them, and resolve them and finish that issue. And also sixth house rules debt as well. So if there is some state of something that you can do with personal will and research, which is Mars, and Saturn, which is hard work, you can resolve certain situations of debt that have culminated over the last few months. So yes, they can be a culmination of health and resolving of such problems at the same time, culmination of work duties and responsibilities and errands that are a bit more stressful. But again, it's the last time Saturn and Mars will be together. They've been together the previous few months again. So it's maybe something that's completing finally, that's getting resolved finally, for the last time gets inflamed and gets brought to your consciousness. Okay, so now let's proceed to the more positive developments, because the three benefic planets, Jupiter, Mercury, and Venus, they have much easier and positive energy. They are going to be in your third house, Cancer. So anything to do with the third house can proceed more smoothly, more positively, with more support from the universe, more doors opening. Well, the sixth house, you have to, there might be some delays with the matters that I spoke about there that you have to work hard on. But now in the third house matters, which is to do with communication, which is to do with information, which is you might receive some good news, for example, now with those three benefics in the third house, which helps you move forward ahead. If you're in any field that is third house in regards to your career, which is marketing, advertising, promotion, publishing, which is to do with writing and speaking, which is to do with managing and organizing. This is all the third house. Administrative work of any way, or teaching skills, or teaching, learning, giving information, receiving information, business administration, again, as I said. If you're in any way in such kind of business or area field, which many people nowadays are, especially in the service industries, or internet or media, as I said, communication, these things will kind of proceed with ease. There will be positive developments. There might be projects that go well. You'll be happy with how things are, even though you still have to work hard because of Saturn and Mars in your sixth house of work. But this hard work will pay in regards to those third house matters and careers and activities. You might have to travel, short distance travels, which is also the third house. Travel more, and those travels will be pleasant. They'll bring some success in some way. Developments with co-workers, teammates, playmates, which is the third house, brothers and siblings, neighbors. If there were some complicated situations with such, now it can be resolved, or now you can make some good cooperation with such people. You can have some good time. Something good can happen in the life of your teammates, co-mates, working in a group with people, or in your neighbors or siblings or relatives as well. And so and also third house rules learning new things. So you might feel like more inspired and things if you're trying to learn some new skill. That these three planets will help you in that direction, which is positive. or if you have any projects, again, as I said, in regards to what third house rules, marketing, managing, event organizing, planning, media information, these go positively with hard work as well. Saturn and Mars in the sixth house, but the results can be extremely beneficial. Okay, so what else is happening? There is a new moon. New moon is about renewal and new beginnings in your second house, Cancer, which is in Leo. So that immediately tells me that there might be some new ideas that come to you in regards to your resources, in regards to your finances, in regards to acquiring new resources and finances, renewing your assets in some way. And new moons can, it happens from the beginning of August. So new moons sometimes they can bring a bit more new expenses, but those new expenses can trigger you towards you basically finding, or the universe bringing to you some new opportunities in that area in regards to finances, possessions, assets of any sort, renewal of assets and possessions. So yeah, that's another area that might be a focus for you, Cancers. And another thing I wanted to mention is that Saturn rules your seventh house of relationships and partnerships. And being with Mars for the most of August, Mars is a bit of an angry planet. Mars is a planet that's a bit frustrating. Mars is a planet that is spiky and irritable. And Mars, as I said, is like a surgical knife that wants to cut out unnecessary relationships or the way or mode of doing one-to-one relationship with business partners or marriage partners or committed relationships that are better for you. But also partners and people that you meet now in August might be a bit more with Mars nature. In the best case scenario, more dynamic, more pushing you forward ahead, driving you. And but on the negative side, they can be more irritable. They can be pressing your buttons in the wrong way. So it's required that we have patience. Whenever Mars and Saturn are in the sky, people need to be more patient. And what will help you solve such problems is those three planets in the third house of communication, because you can have, through communicating, discussing things with those people, written or spoken way, through analyzing it, through some kind of a research as well, but mostly through kind of a diplomatic communication and two-sided conversation, which is third house, you can deal much better with the most stressful implications of Saturn and Mars. Okay, another thing is I don't know, I think there is a eclipse, but a very small eclipse, which actually NASA removed from its statistic that it's eclipse in the 8th house for you, Cancers. Sorry, is it the 8th house? Yeah, it is the 8th house. In Aquarius, Cancer, Leo. Yeah, if Leo is the second house, then the eclipse is in your 8th house. So it means that, but the thing is, this eclipse is too small. No one will be able to see the shadow of the sun on the moon this time, because it just grazes on the side. But because you're Cancers always are much more sensitive to the lunar eclipses, and that's a very small lunar eclipse. But still, just to mention, August, towards the 18th of August, there is a lunar eclipse. So some of you Cancers, a week before and a week after that, might be feeling more emotionally unsettled, more a bit, which is, lunar eclipses are always about that Cancers feel them the most, that there is a bit of emotional unrest, a little bit of a worry. And it might not have to be directed, it might not have to be connected to anything in your life, but definitely some apprehension or emotional tension usually Cancer experience around a full, lunar eclipse, which is a full moon on steroids. And this lunar eclipse is happening in your 8th house, so it might illuminate certain matters in regards to your 8th house, which is mutual resources, taxes, inheritances, money that comes to you through others, so from partners, or if you have business partnership, money that comes to you through them, or money of your partner, business or personal. They can try and put some lunar eclipses about some completions or something being illuminated, or something being putting the spotlight there, basically to take care of such matters, or such matters completing or bringing certain results. So that's what I see for you, Cancers. Follow me on YouTube, subscribe here. Follow me also at my Facebook page, Astrolada. where I post all my articles, all the weekly updates, all the videos. I do free readings and I do webinars, and my psychics and astrologers also, they offer free readings for the lucky ones, and I also give free courses away for those of you who win competitions. So thank you so much, and I will see you next month, Cancers.